Hmm.
Is that okay?
I love that you're also using ad hoc objects around the house.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely. You
doesn't
have
come
no
back
idea.
and
I mean, the other day I wore like a kitchen apron to a sound check because, you know, that's just how it is. That's how working at home is. Um, it's kind of it's nice that we're all bonding like this. You know, we're using like
I
all
used
kinds
to
of
think
objects, all kinds of technology, and yeah. How are you?
in our own frame, we are stuck. Is that normal?
No, I can see you. You look fine. Yeah,
Mohammed sir.
yeah,
Have I
yeah.
cleaned up good?
You look fine. I'm glad we came in. Are your kids asleep now?
Well, one is, and the other five are all scattered around the house and doing all kinds of random things.
Taking their
ठीक है,
time.
ठीक है. It's okay. This is me time now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You know,
dinner turned out well.
while people are joining, I just wanted to make a quick introduction of what the home series is. So, guys, the home series is this is our 7th edition. We started off on the 20th of March with Hamza from Kawal, who is one of our friends in Karachi. And we thought about doing this thing about gratitude and being grateful for what we have. And the series then started, and we worked with a number of artists. There was Ankur Tiwari in Bombay, Aziz Ibrahim in Manchester. We had Nova from Joshua Tree, California. The Baloch twins who joined us from Liari in Karachi. And of course, we had Ziaul Kareem join us from Hunza as well. So, you know, the whole idea is to also reach out to families who are together and who are being creative together. And Mariam and Shams and myself, we've been in touch online for a while now, but never really had that, you know, chance to work together. And so this time around, we thought we'd reach out and talk about how it is to be working parents and what's it like to be home in lockdown in Lahore.
Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And Rania, बस यार we are I think so blessed अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हम लोग को मतलब we are taking stock हम वो वाली category of people हैं that really need to kind of I think we are so blessed because I'm salaried and my workplace has been so sensible. They have about a week back they sent out a whole you know from our rector the whole memo detailing everything क्या चीज expense होगी क्या नहीं होगा किधर salary क्या you know so I think at this time a little bit of certainty goes a long way and that really you know मतलब एक होता है ना आपके एक हाथ रख दिया किसी ने दिल पे कि no don't worry while there is so much uncertainty a few things are certain in that regard हम लोग तो बहुत privileged हैं and alhamdulillah we're really almost like enjoying this time off also we live with my parents Shams refuses to move out my mother is constantly thinking मेरी बेटी अपने घर की कब होगी and बस तो बट ही इज लाइक नहीं तुम मुझे छोड़ भी दो तुम मर भी जाओ या दिस इज और टॉक ऑफ मी मरना एंड बट मैं यहीं रहूंगा तो but you know with the elders in the house my father it's very difficult to keep him home and but today yesterday he was like मैं सोच रहा हूँ थोड़ा जाके जरा चक्कर मार के I'm like no we're doing all of this for you guys you know I mean stop with the movement and then he understood it so you know
And by the way, we have only one set of parents left, so that's why I refuse to move out.
I don't know if you could see in the frame, but Baji Baba are overlooking. We used to
Right
call
over my head, I guess.
Shams ke mother ko they used to call her Baji because they were कहते हैं ना कि father के जो siblings थे वो they would be around.
Yeah, everybody used to call her Baji when I was growing up, so I started calling her Baji. Since I am the eldest, so the whole family started calling her Baji.
Yeah.
We tried teaching our children to call her Dadi, but they never.
No,
Everybody called her Baji.
Yeah. And then Bade Baba, because, and then Kuku Baba. The Shams, I don't know why, but he has this nickname. I'm so glad I don't call him Kuku. I love Shams.
That's how we know Shams as well as Cuckoo, right? We've been saying that.
I'm trying to get him to move away from Kuku now because I mean I think In fact, Rania, a little bit of thing. When we were growing, we met when we were 12 and 13, on the cusp of 12 and 13. And I remember to the date that Shams ki behan is referred to as Cookie. She's Rabia,
I'm
beautiful
Cuckoo,
name.
she's Cookie.
And I could not for the life of me. I knew his name and everything, but I couldn't figure out Cuckoo kaun hai or Cookie kaun hai. So, it was yeah. So when we anyway, it's just so random.
Okay.
No,
So
it's
this is
fun,
how
guys.
we are. And then
Let's do some introduction.
सिख चिल्ड्रन जो है उनके हर रोज हर एक हाँ तो हर एक की जो 6 बच्चे हैं they start from the ages of 18 till the age
Nearly
of 1
18,
nearly 18 and then we have a 1-year-old
1.5
so each one of them has a different project going on, all of them.
I think the most challenging for me this time around has been to figure out our eldest was going to sit for his IGCSEs या GCSEs पता नहीं कौन सा वाला बोर्ड है but एक O level का बोर्ड है ठीक है this is how bad I am. I've realized that for me most of my children I think when you raise them right till about 7 or 8 then they're on auto. And with my daughter Hannah, वो तो बेचारी कहती मामा do you even know what grade I'm in because but we're so blessed. I mean, we're that set of parents that goes and Shams is a Shroda. He goes to these PTMs and he's like, he's got to make that face that you make with the report card. And the children are embarrassed, but they're really proud also that he's proud of them. But they're good kids. Like the major thing has been कि भाई exams होने हैं नहीं होने हैं अक्टूबर में होने हैं तो आज final decide किया कि नहीं let's go with the expected grade and let's hope teachers are fair and let's hope the system is fair and yeah so that's one thing that was your time ऐसा है. Second, I'm working from home and the daycare is not working from home if I'm allowed to talk about such trivial matters. But they're not trivial because, in fact, I was saying it to the rector directly because Muhammad, he's 23 and he's already over age at the daycare. And but they love him and they're like, okay, fine, in August when he starts school. And I saying to the rector, you've spoiled me in the last, 3 to 4 years because we've been gap parents, guys, for those of you. Gap parents का मतलब है कि हमने बड़े भी पैदा कर लिए और अब हमारा दिमाग खराब हुआ था कि okay, let's have more. So, this new sort of set of boys that we have, they were at the daycare from 7:30 to 5. The daycare is functional, and I was working and I was acting like this whole, queen of the campus and project studying. And now all of a sudden you have to wonder, Muhammad ka kya karna? But everything right now is so interesting that सब कुछ perspective में आ जाता है. काफी सारी grace and humility वाले factors आपको you've got to figure them out. Okay. You also understand all those stakeholders in your life. So many people who are responsible for such little, contribution that you think is little, like in terms of marginal contribution is so much more. And Shams clearly is not doing as many tattoos as he was doing earlier because we're being very careful. We're not taking any out of towners, and if anybody is coming from within Lahore, they have to be tested, and the quarantine has to be proper and everything. So, बस अभी तो यही चल रहा है.
I think I remember our first video call when we started working on this project, and I think the first thing that I think both the screens were just like, oh God, talked about the tattoos for the first 10 minutes. So yeah, we did that. So I think it would be fun to talk about your work a little bit, What's
my
inspiration between the drawing and the line and the name and all of that, like, a little bit about that. What's Laqeer Ke Faqeer? Now we have people, it's 9:30, people are now joining us. We should do a little bit of an introduction. Who are Laqeer Ke Faqeer? Who are you guys? आप लोग कौन है? People are asking आप लोग कौन है?
लकीर के फकीर फिर मरियम बताएंगे.
अच्छा नहीं,
I think Shams थोड़ा आपसे सुनना चाह रही हूँ मैं. Mariam, you have to take a break now.
लकीर के तुमने याद नहीं किया.
मैंने याद नहीं किया लेकिन लकीर के फकीर, वैसे लकीर के फकीर is anything we are trying to be anything but लकीर के फकीर. This is how it is actually, and that is why जितने भी हमारे गाने हैं वो they are about social topics now mostly and not about love and
No,
like hate and stuff. But Mariam says that we should make more love songs. One of them is kind of a love song, and so this is about this is like the message. Mariam explains it way better
Oh
than me.
God, yeah.
Let's
See,
hear
he
it
was gonna
from
come
her.
back to this. नहीं, actually हुआ क्या कि ये गाना came first actually. Haqir Kaseer was the so Laqeer Ke Faqeer then was a very, and I think I love the fact that when people hear it for the हर you know अगर थोड़ी बड़ी उम्र के लोग होते हैं तो उनको तो बहुत you know ठट्ठा मार के वो हंसते हैं कि उनको बहुत मजा आता है अरे तो फिर तो ये बाल और उनको वो नुआंस समझ आ जाती है बहुत अच्छी बच्चों को जो ये क्योंकि बच्चे मैं इसलिए कह रही हूँ क्योंकि वी आर कॉन्स्टेंटली सराउंडेड बाय मिलेनियल्स एंड व्हाट कम्स आफ्टर मिलेनियल्स द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन आफ्टर मिलेनियल्स मिलेनियल्स भी अब तो ग्रेजुएट हो गए तो वो उनको फिर इसकी नुआंस समझाना बड़ा मजा आता है कि भाई इट्स एक्चुअली अ वेरी सेल्फ डेप्रिकेटिंग लुक एट आवरसेल्फ कि you know there's too many selves but you know it's just stop taking ourselves so seriously and I think ये जो अभी हुआ है ना it has put again I'm going to maybe repeat myself कि ये पर्सपेक्टिव आ गया है कि कोई किसी से बढ़ता नहीं है कोई किसी से you know we're all in the same boat it's a matter of nerve
No
right now.
magician, no nothing can like it's equal for everything.
And I mean, again, at the risk of sounding, I mean, today I was reading Belgium is probably the worst hit, and it's one of the OECD economies, and you think कि अच्छा, you know, पाकिस्तान जैसे मुल्क में तो पाकिस्तान की statistics तो अभी तक वो ये रोज ना सुबह मुझे COVID report देता है.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that tonight, guys. We're talking about being at home and being with our families. Let's think about all of those beautiful things and gratitude. And I wanted to talk about something, and I shouldn't forget. We are mesmerized by your song. We've heard it so many times. When I say we, I mean the team. And obviously we've always heard it in the somewhat super capacity because we've worked with somewhat super for mashallah a long time, and they're really some of our top best collaborators. And if Feroz are watching, so big lots of love to them. So we obviously heard it always in that capacity, and then now after we all started communicating, and as you know, guys, for the home series we are reaching out to a lot of families who are together. Hamza from Qawwal was with his family. The Baloch twins are brothers who are together. The Nova band, Laura and Thomas, are married to each other. So we really wanted to explore that space of family and sharing and being creative. And so when we reached out to you and we started reading up about this song, and it's really lovely. What was it like working with Somewhat Super? Can you talk about that a little bit? A lot of our audiences are familiar with them.
When
and
we
are not
first met,
what was that collaboration like?
A lot of interesting people come in the story. The first and foremost is Yasser Puri.
No, Saif.
Saif,
yes.
He's
my darling cousin.
Yes, he's a brother to us.
Yeah, brother from another mother. Yeah. That kind of,
And he lives in Karachi. And Saif's friend is Yasser Puri of Mango Pass. So Yasser Puri heard me singing this song in my house. He was over here because Saif was here. And so he said, why don't you guys put this up somewhere? And तो हमने कहा कि यार हम produce नहीं कर रहे इस तरीके से songs खुद कभी जी चाहता जाके produce कर लेते हैं. So then he said, no, you have to meet somewhat super people and this. And then वही जो उसने खुद record किया हुआ था phone recorder से घर के अंदर बैठ के version, वो उसने फिरोज को सुनाया, पांडे को. पांडा है ना फिरोज. तो फिरोज को उसने सुनाया. Firoz immediately wanted to meet with us. We met.
But you're missing a step. In the middle, what we had done was that we had recorded a bit of it with a fantastic musician Haris Haroon.
Yes, Haris Haroon.
And Haris के साथ जो version निकला था वो था of course थोड़ा indie rock type उसका था.
Yeah.
लेकिन उस पे जो magic का ना जो वो
element
yeah.
Though the Feroz came up with it actually, and then Tanya obviously worked on it, and both of them they are geniuses when it comes to EDM. So they produced this song, and rest is history.
Yeah.
I can say.
But the generosity which these boys. Yeah, I wouldn't. पता है हमारी कोई लिखत पढ़त नहीं हुई about what kind. People ask us. Okay, so how much did they take, and how much did you pay, and how much do they use? I've heard that they open with Mithu Donda a lot, at their gigs and whatnot. And I mean, there is no. I don't know. Somehow we are kind of floating as far as the legal aspect is concerned, and we're fine with that. We're very organic as far as that is concerned. And these boys really, हाँ, कोई boosting नहीं, कोई कुछ नहीं, बस सब कुछ चल रहा है. And उसमें हमें बड़े मजे मजे के लोग मिले हैं. And yes, so these boys have been so generous with us, I think.
And there's more to come with Somewhat Super. More to come from Somewhat Super.
Sorry, I lost you for a second. Taha Nasir is saying Wing Commander share dils. What does that mean? Who's Taha Nasir?
I was the Wing Commander. I am a squadron leader retired. I am a squadron leader retired, and I was in Sherdil is this aerobatics team which performs on 23rd March and all the national. It is the only national aerobatic team. So I used to be a part of that team for like 4 years. So he knows me from that, maybe. That's why he's saying that.
So किसी ने ये भी लिखा enough talking, we want some music.
Oh.
And
music होगा बिल्कुल 10 on Facebook.
Yeah, music भाई आपको
right now
shout out to
we're just doing some warm up and conversations and relaxing a little bit before the show.
Yeah.
Hi, Hor sent us these t-shirts, and these were sent to us about, his came about a month back, and mine came, and I was like, Meri kidhar hai? So this is like, can you see, Raania? Or
yeah,
mere piche that, why aren't you guys...
Ravish the brand.
So,
what does it say?
Sanunair wale pul te bula ke.
Oh, that's Mariam.
Lahore Mosiki Gyani wo nahi gana Sanunair wale pul te bula ke uska Lahore mahi.
So what are you guys going to sing tonight? Let's tell the people what you're going to sing. Everybody seems a little anxious.
Well, we have been discussing this for a lot of time now, and we have a lot of covers to do. But then we started counting our songs, and we have like 9 songs.
How much time do we have?
How much time do we have?
Because we have like about 9 apne gaane.
9 तो हमारे अपने गाने.
So I think guys, the last thing we should be worried or concerned about right now is time. I mean, why are we talking about time?
All right, you clearly have not met more.
Does that make any sense at all? Like, of course, I mean, you have, sing for however long you want. I mean, everybody wants to listen. It's up to you. Time is just kind of like not important anymore, at least for now.
Fine. Go for it. Raania, how are you doing?
I just wanted to say something. So soundcheck this was probably, guys, one of our best soundchecks ever, and it was really funny. It felt at home. It was wonderful, and we had you guys should go back and watch a clip on Facebook. And also, I wanted to say something. This is a big shout out for our teams on ground. All the teams were working from home. When we finished when we did our last public show, it was our 91st show.
Wow.
Yeah, with Ali Sethi, it was a public show. There were so many people, and so we're used to working with a lot of people every day. And this quiet time right now, we've consistently obviously produced, and today will be our 97th production. And we never thought at that point that we'd be inching towards like our 100th show or 100th production, which would be online. So it's quite it's quite a new sort of a way of working. And so thank you to our audiences who are being really cooperative and adapting to the different kinds of ways that we're trying to program for them. And thank you to all the friends and partners and all of the artists. You guys, lovely people. But yeah,
it's interesting that you're bringing this up, because the more you see this time, इस वक्त actually बहुत ज़्यादा negativity भी है, and clearly, I mean, there's all kinds of news around, but one thing that is very interesting is that a new work ethic will evolve. Cluster working, network working will emerge. Leadership will be completely different. You will see within your team also, you might have seen people who weren't emerging as natural leaders are just now taking charge. There's a lot of, जहाँ पहले लोग micromanage करते थे, अब वो task दे दिया. Broader task has been given out to teams, and they're managing, because you cannot be physically together in a space. So the knowledge economy or the knowledge workers, I think, will find this to be a very exciting time. थोड़ी opportunity है इस वक्त. I think अगर हम, I'm not going to demean or diminish the impact and the magnitude of the tragedy that we're also going through. लेकिन I think
Yeah.
because I would like to believe, and I do not, I honestly, you're a mother also, I do not have the luxury of being pessimistic about this time. I have to always have a
So,
silver lining because the children are constantly looking at us, thinking, ab kya hoga, ab kya hoga, ab kya hoga. So it's all about, okay, week by week. So, but I think on a very sort of even global scale, once this, inshallah, whenever the cure comes in, or whenever they're saying that it will not be, the growth back will not even be a U-shaped growth back. It'll actually be like a wheelbarrow. So if you know an inverted wheelbarrow, wheelbarrow में ये कि definitely एक plateau नीचे वाली चीज का प्लाटो का उल्टा जो भी होता है we are at a we will go through a slump time, but then the rise will be very, because everything will go back to normal. I mean, we'll just, or maybe a better normal or a newer normal. So I mean, I don't know, this was something
Mariam,
that I really
you're joined by a lot of your students tonight. So Mariam is a teacher and development economics, and that's kind of where this conversation is leading to. So Mariam, you want to say hi to your students? It's so nice of them to join us here
I
today. Where do you teach? What do you
guess.
do?
Um, Rania, I always wanted to do theater full time, but clearly when growing up, we were too sort of, in terms of our economic class, we were too sort of middle class, you know. So, no, we had to have a proper profession and everything. So I went into econ and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then I realized कि नहीं, कुछ assumptions गलत हैं, कुछ चीजें जो हैं ये जो किताब में पढ़ा रहे हैं ये ठीक नहीं है. और उसका मुझे फिर बाद में पता चला कि उसको डेवलपमेंट इकोनॉमिक्स भी कहते हैं, जो हमारे मुल्क की अजम्पशंस हैं एंड यू नो जिस इमर्जिंग इकोनॉमीज की अजम्पशंस हैं. मार्केट्स ही डिफरेंट है, हमारे सोचने का तरीका डिफरेंट है. तो आई thoroughly enjoy teaching, and I'm so blessed कि I do something that I'm missing so much right now. I mean, I'm teaching on YouTube these days. But I think every lecture I'm just saying this every few minutes. I miss you guys. I miss you guys because that, you know, I mean, oof, Pakistani youth. I mean, honestly, uh, उन्होंने Pakistani youth has to keep up with the international youth. It has to keep up with whatever is happening, in this so-called global world, and they have to make sense of their ground realities. And जो भी context of time and space, कौन किस गांव से आया हुआ है, कौन किस urban center से आया हुआ है, तो इतना डायनामिक लॉट जब आपको मिल जाता है क्लासरूम के अंदर. एंड आई एम वेरी ब्लेस्ड टू बी एट एफसी कॉलेज, सो दिस इज अ बिग शाउट आउट टू ऑल माय एफसी पीपल, फॉर्मर कॉलेज.
Big
We
shout
have a
out
lot
to
of diversity.
all the students who are here. It's really exciting for us because we would not have, been, catering to this audience in a regular show if we were having this in Karachi. So it's really wonderful right now to get such a diverse audience from so many different places. So yeah, thanks to your students. And I think some of your students are here too, Shams. Someone said that, Shams, are you teaching?
Jason Mehboob Mohsin was really kind of let Shams speak. Why should Shams speak? औरत मार्च के बाद हमें कुछ समझ नहीं आया.
Okay, I think that's correct. I think we need to hear from Shams. I think we've been talking a lot. Shams, let's talk a bit. I just want to hear.
Yeah, Shams. Oh God, run! We have to shut up, okay?
Oh yeah, I'm another thing.
So guys,
I'll talk about stuff. Yes.
Ask him a question.
Okay, I'll ask you a question. Well, I wanted to ask you about what it's like to be a tattoo artist, but you never talked about that. And yeah, I think people are curious to know. And what kind of drawings do you do? How long have you been doing it?
It's a dream come true. I've always been a doodler since my childhood, and I think my mother was my inspiration for drawing anything. And when I used to go to the school or the colleges that I went to, even the academy and the courses that I did in military, I was always drawing, always drawing. So tattooists are people who are actually old doodlers. And back in the 90s, we used to see these programs like Miami Ink on MTV and whatnot. And वो उसकी वजह से इतना ये intriguing था tattooing from the start कि because पाकिस्तान में culturally तो it's a big taboo where you get to see tattoos everywhere. Like culturally आप देखो वो जो northern areas में खवातीन नुक्ते लगाती हैं for different shafa, and it happens in Balochistan also, in Sindh also. And then people go to those melas and get their names tattooed in a very bad form, badi gandi sayings वगैरह के साथ. So it was always a passion. Once I was close to leaving the Air Force, I started venturing more into it, and I made this first machine in the house with the DVD player's motor.
Yeah, and he wanted to test it on me, and I was like, "Thank you so much." You know,
and so once he said no to me for testing, I started testing on
No,
myself.
we didn't test it with that machine though. I
Yeah.
kept it somewhere very sort of inaccessible किस्म की जगह पे.
So,
But I mean, I have to. Sorry, Mehboob, whoever you are to Shams, I know this is very dear to
my
you.
brother is also here, Shamkir.
Hi, Sheru. और शेरू कहाँ से? He's joining us from?
He's joining us from Rawalpindi.
No, isn't he at the Gama?
Oh yes, he's somewhere near Chakwal at this
Okay,
time.
so internet aa raha hai. Good thing.
Good.
Chalo,
Nice.
Sheru's busy then. So no,
Hi.
you know, Rania with the kit, a tattoo machine, you know, those skins come. And I tell you, skins अभी मैंने फेंकी हैं. Because Shams ने वो एक दफा भी वो skin नहीं use की. He just started on himself. Are we allowed to show certain body parts like इसकी टांगे दिखा सकते हैं?
I think so. I mean, are you comfortable with it? If you are, like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think
we're
we're
fine.
with that.
College के बाद I think everything goes. Okay, please
So,
try
guys,
again.
Shams made all of these like amazing tattoos. Check them out. And so,
Yeah.
Shams, this was your
So this
first
is all-
learned.
Yeah. Okay. अभी इसमें जगह है. This is one of our favorites. Can you see? It's a Kurt Cobain, but Shams designed it.
ये भी है.
अच्छा बस.
मरियम नहीं दिखा देंगे. मरियम भी बनी.
हाँ.
उल्टी बनी हुई है मरियम.
Yeah. He's got me on his thigh, but there's a lot of hair growing, you know.
Yeah, and I always say that the tattoos are permanent, but the body isn't. And we are not permanent. Right? Like, I mean, if I'm 42, then I'm only left with like average. अरे मैं ये कह रहा था कि जब if somebody asks you कि tattoos जो है वो permanent होते हैं कि नहीं तो मैं कहता हूँ तो उसका हाँ तो उसका ये rip हो रही है ऑडियो मेरे ख्याल में हाँ
What does that mean for us?
कि वो ना बीच में इंटरनेट की वजह
What
Is
he
it
was
ours?
saying was that
नहीं I don't know.
the answer I got from him was that it's as permanent as life itself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
life,
But,
you know, it's as permanent
Rania,
as life
actually-
itself. It was such a beautiful way of
Actually, it
explaining
is
that.
more
You know,
permanent than life. Technically speaking, it is more permanent than life because you know what? People found these old mummies from like 30,000 years and whatnot, and all they are left with are those skin with tattoos that is like preserved because of the ink inside. The carbon that stayed inside actually preserved the skin there. So the tattoos are they may be permanent, but your skin isn't. So maybe it makes you more of a in my opinion, it makes you more of a Muslim actually to get a tattoo, to have that faith that you're going to die and this is not permanent. This is just decoration in the world and in your own way. Like I call it my live album all the time. I can like look at a certain stupid tattoo that I got in made in 2016 and I can relate to my life at that time by looking at that tattoo and that's a window into my like past and that's so great. And you know what? I actually love aging tattoos even. The way they age and that's why you refine your art more so that you want them to age beautifully. So there's a lot to it and I'm still learning. So if you guys want to see my work, come to the page, Coco Cobain or Mariam Khalid 79.
Yeah.
And
No, but you know, on a very serious note, Rania, ये हमें पता है कि ये एक है contentious topic है, and we really do not go where you know if you're not convinced, then we will actually play the devil's advocate and we will make sure that you never step foot into the tattoo shack wala kamra. Because it is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who are not. We are not here to sort of convince anybody.
And
कि ये सही है या नहीं.
And we do not entertain everyone. We actually get to customers.
हाँ, और हम कोई एंटी स्टेट बात नहीं करते टैटू के अंदर और कोई एंटी रिलीजियस कंटेंट नहीं है.
Nazi
So yeah,
signs,
yeah,
devil
yeah.
signs.
We
and
don't.
whatnot.
I mean, we've had to put our foot down on a lot of जिनको लोगों को ignorance है. It mean that you have to be intoxicated, which just means that you're not in the right sort of decision making frame of mind. We don't have that because हम इतना process उसको filter करते हैं कि.
Now you say something.
Yeah, the lady is Courtney Love. Okay, Courtney Love is probably not the best example to give at this point, Dua. You know what she did to him?
Yeah, we will sing.
We will sing
on Facebook. Come on, Salt
Stick
Arts
around.
page on Facebook. It starts at 10 p.m. and we are going to start. Yes.